either read the story and turn the pages for you, or you may explore the stories for yourself. Please select now.
Welcome to Three Little Pigs.
Once upon a time, in a faraway countryside, three little piglet brothers lived together in a small cottage. They were named after the thing they liked the most. Their names were Sleepy, Hungry, and Smarty.
Hey guys, come on, let's work. Apple is my favorite food. Stop eating, hungry. Stop eating, hungry.
As they grew older, there was less space in the cottage for all three of the pig brothers, and so they decided to start building their own houses. Each pig brother had a different idea. The idea of Sleepy's was to build a straw house.
A brick house should be strong enough. I'll build a wooden house. I'll build a straw house for sleeping.
After one whole hour of working very hard, Sleepy had never been so tired in his entire life. Maybe that's because he had never worked more than 10 minutes on anything. When he was finished, he was very proud of himself, and he jumped for joy at the sight of his new straw house.
Wonderful! Now I can relax and get some rest. Good job!
Hungry cut up a tree into pieces to build his wooden house. Because cutting wood and nailing it together was so hard, it took Hungry one entire day and 10 apples to complete his house.
Wow, it even has a mailbox. Just one more nail.
Smarty knew there was a big bad wolf lurking near the countryside in which he lived, so he built a strong house to live in. It was made of brick and cement. Because he was smart and hard-working, it took him a whole week to finish his home.
I finished building my house long ago. Smarty, are you still working? How about lunch? A marvelous house, Smarty. Hi, guys. Do you think my house is looking all right? I'm almost done. A marvelous house, Smarty.
One day, while Sleepy was taking a nap, a tough-looking hungry wolf heard him snoring. The wolf loved to have pig for lunch, so he huffed and he puffed, and he blew Sleepy's house apart. Sleepy was so frightened, he ran as fast as he could to Hungry's house.
Come back here. Oh well, I'll just have to blow your house apart. Ha 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 ha.
God, I'm too young to die! God, I'm too young to die!
By the time Sleepy reached Hungry's house, the wolf was very hungry. When he saw Hungry, he thought to himself, 2 pigs for lunch. I like that.
Oh no! Do you think he wants my apple? Oh no! Do you think he wants my apple?
Help me! A big bad wolf is after me! Lock the door! Plump roast pig! My favorite!
Poof! Hungry's house was turned into a pile of toothpicks. The wolf was beginning to get tired from all this running and blowing. Sleepy and Hungry ran all the way to Smarty's house. They were so scared.
Oh, mercy! The wolf is getting closer!
Open the door before the wolf gets here! Let me in too! Oh no! A wolf is after them!
When Hungry and Sleepy were both safe in Smarty's house, the wolf finally reached the brick house. "Let me in!" yelled the wolf. The Pig brothers replied, "Not by the hair on my chin chin chin!" So the big bad wolf tried to blow the house down.
What's wrong? I can't seem to blow the house down.
Ugh, you should really brush your teeth. Ugh, you should really brush your teeth.
The only way into the house was the chimney. It looked okay, so the wolf climbed quietly down the little hole. Smarty knew that if he didn't act fast, he and his brothers would become dinner for the wolf.
Wait till I get those pigs.
Oh my! He's coming into the house! Hey, that's for Santa Claus. Hey, that's for Santa Claus.
The wolf accidentally fell down the chimney, and he landed into a big pot of vegetable soup. The very hot water burned his bottom and made him scream. When he opened his mouth, a carrot fell in. With a yelp, the wolf sprang up the chimney and ran away from the 3 little pig brothers' house, and he never looked back. The wolf accidentally fell down the chimney, and he landed into a big pot of vegetable soup. The very hot water burned his bottom and made him scream. When he opened his mouth, a carrot fell in.
Hush, hush! Ah, help! Help! I'm boiling! Hush, hush! Ah, help! Help! I'm boiling!
With a yelp, the wolf sprang up the chimney and ran away from the 3 little pig brothers' house, and he never looked back.
So I'm really tired from all this running. So I think I'm going to take a nap now.
Now I have to think about building the 2nd floor. Roast wolf! Yummy! I like it!
Yummy! Yummy! I'm never going to eat a pig as long as I live. Instead, I'll eat carrots!
Welcome to my story.
Once upon a time, there was a lovely little girl who lived near the forest. She was such an angel that everyone in town liked her very much. Everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood because she always wore a red jacket with a hood that her grandma had given to her.
I'll always like to be with her. What a nice day. What an angel!
One day when Little Red Riding Hood was playing, her mother called to Little Red Riding Hood and said, "Come, my dear, your grandmother is sick. Would you please bring this basket of goodies to her? And remember not to talk to any strangers along the way." "Bye, Mother." Waving her little hand, Little Red Riding Hood started her trip to her grandmother's house.
Don't worry, Mother. Bye-bye.
Remember not to talk to any strangers along the way. Remember not to talk to any strangers along the way. Grandmother's house was on the other side of the forest. While Little Red Riding Hood was enjoying all the birds singing, the flowers' fragrance, a big bad wolf jumped out from behind a tree. "Hello, little girl. What's in that basket?" "Sorry, I'm not supposed to talk to any stranger, you know," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Where are you going?" asked the wolf. "My grandmother's house. I really need to go now, Mr. Wolf," said Little Red Riding Hood, and she walked away. "Hey, wait for me," the big bad wolf said, and he ran after her.
Not bad. Here comes my after-lunch snack.
I'm going to my grandmother's house, Mr. Wolf. I'm going to my grandmother's house, Mr. Wolf. Don't talk to strangers.
"How beautiful these flowers are," sighed Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll pick some for my grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood. The bad wolf thought that this was his best chance to have Little Red Riding Hood for his lunch. He got closer and closer to the little girl.
These flowers smell wonderful.
A tasty girl. Tender and juicy. Now it's my time to grab her.
Just when the big wolf's hands were trying to grab Little Red Riding Hood, a buzzing sound was ringing his ears. It was bees. They had come to save Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf ran around screaming loudly as the bees stung him over and over again, and he ran as fast as possible to reach a river, and he jumped in with a big splash.
What was that?
Yuck! I hate bees! Yuck! I hate bees!
The wolf didn't give up, and bearing a new plan in his mind, he ran to Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother's house through a shortcut. He knocked on the door. "Who is it?" Grandmother asked. "It's me, Grandma, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf answered in the sweetest voice he could make. "Just a minute, sweetie," said Grandma.
You need a haircut and a bath too.
Granny, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother opened the door and said pleasantly, "Come on in, my dear." As Grandma opened the door, the wolf jumped at Grandma and swallowed Grandma into his tummy. "Hey, you stupid wolf, let me out!" yelled Grandma in the wolf's stomach. "Oh, wolf! Help!"
Well, a little dry, but that's okay for me.
Run, Grandma, run! Help, somebody help!
After a while, Little Red Riding Hood reached her grandma's house and found the door was already open. "Hey, Grandma, where are you?" "I'm in bed, honey," the wolf said. Little Red Riding Hood walked over towards Grandma's bed cautiously, and she started to become suspicious. "Grandma, how come your ears have become so pointy?" asked Little Red Riding Hood. "That way I can hear you better, my dear," answered the wolf.
She doesn't have a clue who I am.
Are you okay, Granny? I have a bad feeling about this.
With a look at Grandma's mouth, Little Red Riding Hood was surprised and yelled, "Your mouth, Grandma! Why is it so big?" "That's because I'm very hungry and I'm going to eat you now!" The wolf jumped out of the bed and swallowed Little Red Riding Hood.
Sorry, but I'm going to eat you now.
You're not my grandma. You're the big bad wolf. Ah!
At this time, a hunter who was hunting near Grandma's house heard all the noises in the cottage and decided to go inside and check it out. He went into the house and he couldn't find Grandma. "Help! Help! Someone out there save us!" A voice was coming from a big, sleeping wolf's tummy, so the hunter knew what had happened and he had to do something quickly.
They're inside the wolf's stomach.
There is something very wrong here. Let's go to check.
Oh, I have the worst stomach ache. Whoa!
How can we get out from here, Granny?
Oh, I'm not in a hurry. It's warm and comfortable here.
With a pair of scissors, the hunter snipped open the wolf's tummy and saved Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma. "Thank you," yelled Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma. "It was my pleasure. Now we need to feed the wolf with something else," said the hunter. "I know, the stones," yelled Little Red Riding Hood. "We'll fill the wolf's tummy with stones and sew him back up."
Thank God, fresh air, just what I need.
How can we ever thank you?
I'm glad you're safe. Now let's give the wolf a big stone meal.
The wolf woke up after a long, long sleep. He felt so thirsty, and his tummy was so heavy. He staggered out Grandma's door and headed to the lake. When he reached the water, he dropped in and never came up again. In the meantime, Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma enjoyed the goodies of Little Red Riding Hood's basket in Grandma's house, happily and peacefully.
Oh, I'm so thirsty. Water! I need water!
I hope he gets what he deserves.
Bye-bye, Mr. Wolf. After all, he's not so bad.
That's the end of the big bad wolf.
Good night, sleep tight, sweet dreams, and don't let the bedbugs